Hi guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to draw a simple gingerbread house and maybe some gingerbread people. So you'll need probably a straight edge for this one. Mine looks a little different because it's actually a scale ruler, but any kind of straight edge or ruler will work. And then an eraser for mistakes and a pencil. And I'm actually we're going to turn our paper from up and down to the side, and I'm going to do it like this. Alright, so we have our pencil and all our tools ready. Now I'm going to start in the very center of my page. I'm going to put down my ruler, draw a straight line, like so. And then I'm going to go a little bit over. And if you want to, you can measure over a couple inches if you want to make it more precise. But I'm just going to eyeball it over a little bit. Maybe about 3 inches. And draw another line parallel to our first straight up and down line. Our vertical line. And then I'm going to connect my two lines together with a horizontal on both the top and the bottom, making a square like that. And then from these top two corners, actually first, I'm going to kind of eyeball where the center is and draw an imaginary line up and put a little dot up there, because I'm going to go from each corner and make a triangle shape. So lining up your ruler from your corner to that dot you made, we're going to make another line from each side. There's our triangle for our roof. Now this line, where it's the bottom of the triangle but the top of the square, we don't really need that line, so we're going to erase that line. Like that. And now let's go ahead and put on our roof, our little frosting roof. So I'm going to go for my point of my triangle and do a half circle swoop all the way down to my square down there. And these don't have to be perfectly rounded. They're just little bumps like that. And then I'll go back to the top and do the same thing down the other side. Like that. And then I'm going to kind of round this roof out, because frosting, when you pump it out of those little frosting bags, it doesn't really sit like a straight line. So I'm just going to kind of make some curvier lines up here from my point of my triangle all the way down to my square. On both sides. And there's our frosting for our roof. And now these straight lines of our triangle we don't need anymore, so we can erase those. Okay, now let's add a door. We're going to need our ruler again. And I'm just going to eyeball it again, just go towards the middle of my house. Kind of like the outside of the house. We're going to draw a straight line up. And another one. Like that. And instead of making it a straight across door, I'm going to make it a rounded door. So we're going to go from our points. And if you want to, you can do like the triangle. You can find the middle, draw an imaginary line in the middle and put a dot so that you know that you want your corners here to meet up there. So it's a little easier to make a rounded edge for your door. Or if you just want to make a rectangle, that's fine too. And I'm going to add a little doorknob circle right here. Zoomed in my camera a little bit, giving you a couple seconds to catch up if you're a little bit behind. Okay, now I'm going to decorate with the candies. You can do whatever candies you want on here. I'm going to put a circle in the center up here. And I'm marking my middle point of that circle because I'm going to make it into like a peppermint candy. So I'm going to go for my dot, do a curved line up to my circle edge, and to make a stripe, I'm going to go from that same dot, start thin, and then make it wider apart from this one. And then I'm going to continue that, but making sure it's evenly spaced so my next line curve down like this. And the same thing from this point. I'm going to go thinner and then wider. Make sure there's enough space over. Do another curve. Thinner, then wider. And I have room for one more small one, it looks like. So a little bit over. Curve. Thinner, then wider. Here's my peppermint candy. And if you kind of want to shade a little bit with your pencil on the ones you want to be the red or green color. And then these will stay white when you color it, just so that you can remember which ones you want a certain color. Now you can put some like gumdrop circles down the edges, but I think I'm going to continue this frosting. So from my end of my frosting of my roof, I'm just going to do some more bumps of frosting down my side. Just following along this square line. And the same on this side. And now I'm gonna come back up and round the edges of my square with little bumps for the frosting, kind of like we did for the roof. And for this one, I'm kind of matching the bumps that I made on the inside instead of just kind of making sort of a straight bumpy. And then once again, we can erase this middle straight line. Now, I think I'm gonna put a couple candy canes next to this door. So, and if you want to use your ruler for this, that's fine. I'm just kind of freehanding it. I'm gonna draw a little bit of a diagonal line and then match it a little bit over. I'm kind of making it leaning against this door, and then from my first line I'm gonna make a C shape, and I'm gonna make a bigger C shape from this line down and around. And if it covers your frosting, that's fine, you can just erase that line. And then do some kind of curvy lines to make it a candy cane. And then I'm gonna do the same mirroring on this side. So I'm gonna draw my diagonal line kind of leaning against the door. Match it on my other side. Make a C, a small C, and then make a larger C all the way around and meet up with our smaller C. And then add some stripes. I'm gonna kind of round my bottom part down here. I missed that part. And then you can go back and erase any lines that are kind of cutting through, overlapping. So there's our two candy canes. Now I think this house needs a couple windows. So we're gonna make two tiny squares on either side. So let's take our ruler. And I'm gonna kind of match it up to where I drew this peppermint, so a little bit off of that edge. Draw a straight line down. And then move a little bit over. Draw another straight line down. And then we're gonna connect them and make them a square. And then we're gonna do the same on this side. So kind of matching up with that peppermint. Maybe a little over. Straight line. Straight line. And connect them. Okay, and now I'm gonna kind of eyeball it because I'm gonna make them like rounded frosting. So I'm just gonna go back over using those lines that I made and make wider, kind of hot dog shaped shapes around my windows. And I'm not making them any particular size, just that they're surrounding the window. And then I'm gonna make that cross in the windows, the window panes, I think is the word. So I'm just eyeballing it. You can use your ruler for this. A hot dog shape, and then another hot dog shape. And I'm going to erase my overlapping lines and a hot dog shape here. And another one across. Erase my overlapping lines. Here's some frosting windows. So now I think I want to add a little more color to mine once I get to the coloring. So I'm going to draw little circles of gumdrops in the middle of my little frosting poofs. So just a bunch of circles. And if you want, we can put some around the doorway too, some smaller ones. Okay, and now I'm gonna add a gingerbread person to be living in this house. So I'm gonna take my ruler, kind of match up the bottom actually I'm gonna go up a little bit higher than that house line to make what's called my horizon line. And draw straight line across, and I skipped over my house and just made 2 lines on either side, and I didn't go all the way across, but if you want to, you could go all the way across. And I'm gonna kind of just round out those edges as if it's a snowy ground. Like that. And then my gingerbread man I'm gonna put, I think, over here. So I'll zoom in closer to this side of the page so you can see it better. Okay, so for our gingerbread man, you have to take into account how big a house is, because he has to fit into this door. So we're gonna kind of see where the door is, and then I'm going to draw a circle for his head. And then if you want to, you can use your ruler for this. I'm gonna make a rectangle underneath my circle. So go to the bottom of your circle and draw a shorter horizontal line underneath. And then from the edges of this line, we're gonna draw down on either side, making a sort of rectangle shape. It doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle. And then meet them across. You won't need this line in the background, so I'll erase that so I don't get confused. Okay, now using this rectangle, we're gonna draw a diagonal line kind of a little bit above our point down here. Oh, move that up so you can see it. So it's a little, like maybe a little bit above my point right here. And then I'm gonna go over towards the middle, draw another diagonal. And these two I'm going to meet with a rounded edge for his leg. And then the same thing over here, and if you want, you can start from this middle. Make a diagonal line down, and then another line a little bit above that corner point, and round it. This might need to be a little bit more diagonal than I have it. Okay, and now this rectangle, you can erase the bottom 2 points. You won't need those as a guide anymore. And then you can kind of follow the edges up a little, make them darker. And now we're going to do about the same thing with the arms. You can do them up, like he's saying woohoo, or you can do them down again. So I'm going to, from my line that I drew up, I'm going to do a diagonal line down. And then from this like shoulder point right here, I'm going to go down. Actually, don't do that. Hold on. I'm going to do my rounded edge first to see. Hold on. I think I might need to make this, more diagonal down. I'm gonna come around and meet up with that shoulder point. And this is a lot of more of a curved line than we did with our legs. And I'm gonna make him kind of saying hi. So I'm going to go from my shoulder point here, draw diagonal line up, go around, and down. And I think I need to make his head bigger. Made his head circle a little bit too small. So I'm sorry if I have to make you erase yours, but just another circle. He just looks closer to you than the house is. And then we can erase our lines of our shapes. We can erase the part of the house if he's overlapping that on yours. And then for his face, circle towards the top of that face circle, and another one on this side. And his frosting smile, I'm going to kind of go down a little bit from this eyeball and draw kind of a curved line around. It's going to be like a super C shape. Do a smile like that. And then because it's frosting, we're going to have to do a little tiny swoop around and go back down, making another C. So he's a super happy gingerbread man. And then we'll put his buttons down the middle like that. And then you can add some little squiggly line and another squiggly, kind of matching how you made the first one. And then the same on his other wrist, make a squiggly and squiggle back. And then for his feet, squiggly, squiggly back, squiggly, squiggly back. And there's our gingerbread man happily waving next to his house. Alright, so that's the end of our drawing. I hope you enjoyed this little how to draw. I hope it was helpful, and I will be doing a couple other how to draws later this month, so go ahead and check those out. And last week I did how to draw a snowman, so I'll put a link to that in the end card. And I hope you have happy holidays and a wonderful week, and don't get too stressed out if you're an adult about Christmas plans and stuff. And I upload a new video every Saturday. If you would like to subscribe, please like this video if it did help you out, and leave a comment if it helped you out, because I really try to teach you how to draw simple things, because I know a lot of people that want to learn, so I just hope this helped you. And for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna color this to some nice music, and so you can just color yours along or whatever you would like. So I'll see you next week. Bye.